Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's morning report on Tuesday, the 5th of January, with me, Rich Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets. The trading session has got off to a fairly sort of neutral start from an equity standpoint, but it seems to be that the negativity that we had yesterday is still present in these FX markets. The dollar remains the dominant force as the sort of safe haven plays are back in process again. The yen is again stronger against the dollar, and across the board you can see these moves, these sort of the very choppy moves that we saw on the dollar. The dollar unwound into the afternoon, back higher again, and again higher today as the euro is breaking through a key support. I'll talk about that when I look at the euro chart. But look at these sort of safe haven trades that have been very choppy again in the last 24 hours. Initially the Treasury yields, or certainly the 10-year, was sharply lower, then rebounded, and again it's sort of coming off as the European session is sort of beginning to sort of get going, and it's sort of indicative of what we've got at the moment across the forex markets. Now, the interesting thing is that the oil price is basically settled. It's sort of quite choppy sideways actually, and it's still, I believe, looking to sort of consider this base pattern, small base pattern, that would be a move above the sort of 36.40 area. Sorry, 38. We're saying 38.40 area, which would be a completed breakout. But in the meantime, it's sort of choppy and it's not really decisive in either direction. So we're sort of waiting for a break either way, really, at the moment. But certainly the dollar has sort of regained a bit of a poise that it had previously, and into the early European session, it's sort of gaining strength against the euro, against sterling, and also getting back sort of into control with the commodity currencies as well. So, what have we got to look forward to today? Well, there's a bit of data out, bit of construction PMI data for the UK. That's at 9:30. That's expected to come in at 56.0, so a slight improvement there, but considering the construction sector is about 6% of the UK economy, something like that, it doesn't really have a massive impact on sterling. But certainly the big factor that we're looking out for today is the Eurozone CPI data. The flash CPI for the Eurozone is expected to come in at plus 0.3% for the year-on-year data, but considering that German data was so disappointing yesterday, could it be that the flash CPI is going to underwhelm, and that could be why the euro is falling in front of that potentially? So it could be once again that we get a bit of a disappointment on the eurozone inflation data, or the flash reading of that data. Now this is the flash reading from last month. That 0.1% level was improved on a revised basis to 0.2%, but certainly the expectation of 0.3% could look a bit high, considering the German data that we got yesterday. So we've got those two factors playing through the markets today, but my chart today is the euro yen. Now, I think the euro yen is an interesting chart, and we've got this downtrend channel on euro yen in the past few months, and we've sort of sold back off towards the lows of that channel. You broke below the key support 129.60 yesterday, and once again it's sort of fallen away. It's actually fallen, sort of rebounded yesterday into the close 128.64, but then the selling pressure has come back on the euro today. Look at the momentum indicators. The interesting one I'm looking at, though, is the RSI. RSI is back around, back below 30, 26 at the moment, and that is sort of where the sell-offs tend to come back towards, but to around that 30 mark. But previously, through the sort of second half of 2015, 30 seemed to be the limit of the RSI decline. Now we're back below that level, so that would suggest certainly the downside momentum is very strong, and that is coming back towards probably what we're going to see is a test of the sort of trading channel low, which is around about 128 figure at the moment. So could it be that we're going to see a move towards the bottom of that trading channel? But would you see then a bit of a recovery, because we tend to see these sharp moves to the downside and then recover? We've seen that 3 or 4 times in the past 6 months. Obviously this is a sharp sell-off, We're seeing obviously momentum indicators pretty negative, but again the RSI back towards a level at which where we do start to see the support coming in. So could it be that we're about to see a low around the trend channel low? Well, it's at the moment it doesn't look great from that perspective, and I'd sort of take the fact that the old low of 29.50 has now become the new resistance yesterday on the rebound, so that's not a great sign either. So could it be that looking across the momentum indicator, we had the unwinding move already and the renewed downside potential with that RSI back towards the sort of neutral area, then selling off again? Could it be that we're getting renewed selling pressure? So I'm looking out for this 128 figure level potentially, but still we have the possibility that being back towards the trend channel lows, could we be with the RSI so stretched as well? Possibility of a potential potential recovery, potential technical rally. But again, you wouldn't be looking for that rally until it's seen any sort of confirmation of a rebound. I think this support, or this old yesterday's low at 28.64 hasn't yet really been decisively broken, has it? But certainly 28.50 is the low at the moment. It needs to find support here. That euro needs to find support against the dollar, and obviously the yen strengthening is a real sign that safe haven trades are still in play. But the euro weakness is continuing, and for the moment anyway, the momentum is certainly with the downside. But I'm just sort of talking up the potential or the possibility of a technical rebound purely because of the fact that we've seen this sort of move before. We've seen the sharp sell-off with the RSI back towards these levels, and whether this now starts to become a bit of an opportunity for a technical rally sort of area around the bottom of this trend channel. So I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.